Hey everybody, welcome to another update on the Spec Cayman race car build. Um, you can see I got all of the brakes stripped off of all four corners. I've got a whole bunch of new suspension parts, and I have got some devastating news, something terrible that I found. I'll show you that in a little bit. But first off, here's the front driver's side. You can see the brakes are stripped off. There's the tie rod for steering, and this arm here, the diagonal arm with a brake scoop on there. And then you can see in here the lateral control arm and the sway bar, that curved thing. All of those pieces are going to be replaced, as well as the shock and spring, or this strut and spring. That's all going to be replaced with new suspension parts. So over here we have the new coilovers. There's the front two coilovers, there's the rear two coilovers. Here are the four lateral control arms, one for each corner. And these are adjustable, which allows for camber adjustment on the car and caster adjustment as well in the front. There's spacers that go in between these two pieces right here. Over here, there's these four pieces here are the sway bar end links. There's those black things back there. Those are the front and rear sway bars. Here are the tie rods for the rear, the diagonal arms for the rear. Here are the diagonal arms for the front. And there's the two tie rod pieces for the steering. And then here's the brake cooling duct from the passenger side. So I'm gonna walk you back over here, show you the passenger side that's all taken apart. So you can see in here, that right there, that's where the where the lateral control arm connects. And if you remember previously, that bolt was loose. So that was the main reason why I was not tracking this car until I got the new suspension in. So I'm gonna verify that those holes in there, the pickup point on the subframe, make sure that those holes are not ovaled, make sure that they're round and not too much play in them. You can see I've got the lateral control arm, the diagonal control arm, the knuckle, the strut, and the spring. Those are all out, ready for new parts. The old parts are sitting over here. So there's the old strut and spring, there's the knuckle, that knuckle will go back in, and then here's the old lateral control arm. That was the piece that this end down here, the bolt was loose. So that's going to be replaced with these lateral control arms here. All right, so that bolt on the passenger side was loose. I knew the car had been in an accident, and I knew there were some repairs done. I think there was a new front trunk tub installed, and then I'm not sure what else, but when I had the bumper off, there were some bolts in there that were not correct, and I could tell somebody had been in there and repaired things. But as it turns out, they did not repair it completely. If you look at this diagonal control arm, that's nice and straight. This is the piece that I took off the car. That's not so straight. So that was bent in the accident. And as a matter of fact, this brake cooling scoop, I had a hard time fitting that on this arm because this arm is bent. This one in here on the driver's side, that's straight. And that brake cooling duct went on just fine, or the scoop went on just fine. That arm is straight, and these new arms are straight. So that's pretty significant damage to bend that arm like that. And that would probably explain why the bolt was loose and I was having some issues with the car. But anyway, that's not good. And we're putting new parts in, so should be good to go. Of going forward. But it's something that I'll keep my eye on, make sure nothing else on that passenger side is out of alignment or bent or damaged in any way. So that's my update for today. Pretty shocking news.